Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? Coming to you live from Levi's. The 49ers just handled business against the Bucs and really just kind of dominated the entire game. I want to make sure I give everybody just like a total encapsulation of what's happening right now. But the 49ers came out. It's difficult to realize, was the offense better? Was the defense better? The play of the game was Brock Purdy. Brandon Ayuk, those two guys dominated. Defensively, we got to talk about just what happened with freaking Fred Warner, Charvarius Ward. The rookie Tayshaun Gibson stepped in for the injured Hufanga. This game's incredible. The Niners continue to just dominate. 13-point win. Clayton, what say you, my friend?
What a fun game! Huge shout out to Jair Brown, who I know you meant to shout out there instead of Tayshaun. The rookie coming in big time. You know, he had that welcome to the NFL moment in his very first defensive snap of the game. But ever since, from that point on, he just locked in and he was making plays. Stacking good plays on top of each other. It all culminates in that interception to really seal the game for the Niners. And really a fun game all around. The offense clicked. The defense clicked. The special teams unit, they didn't do anything crazy. They gave up that one big punt return. But other than that, it was really a solid performance, I would say, in all three phases of the game.
Yeah, it's weird to see, did the 49ers, give up anything at any point in this game? And like you said, offensively, defensively, special teams-wise, there was some issue. The punt, the last punt. If there's a bad taste in my mouth, that last punt where they returned it back to the 20 was rough. But the defense answered. Hufanga goes out, and the worst thing that happened this whole game, that knee injury for Hufanga. Oh my gosh, he was in space, and I thought this was probably the worst Hufanga game all year. You saw the knee buckle. He walked straight. He walked straight to the sidelines. Even though it was second down, he walked straight to the sidelines, win the blue tent. They did whatever they did, brought the card out. He was out. Prayers up for Hufanga. I'm wearing my Hufanga jersey, by the way, but
tough.
It was rough. The rookie comes in, Jair Brown, number 27, and makes not one, not two, but three plays to go down. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Steve Wilks. I know that he's received a lot of criticism, but Steve Wilks is the one guy that was I want this rookie to get snaps. He's gotten him snaps all year long defensively. It showed that it was important today, Clayton.
Yeah, absolutely, John. And really, like I had mentioned, just a great game all around. Not a dominant performance. I wouldn't classify it as dominant, but they handled business in the most 49ers way possible. They really just controlled the game, and it never felt like the Buccaneers, though they had made pushes, really had much of a chance to get back into this game. Brock Purdy only missing 4 passes, 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and get this, John, 158.3 quarterback rating. That is perfecto. Incredible game by Brock Purdy.
It's the best passer rating you could possibly have according to the scale. And there was one point where he had the same amount of touchdown passes, 3, as incompletions. Brock Purdy continues to just step up and prove. Last week he played against Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall pick. Completely just showed he was the superior player. This week, Baker Mayfield, number 1 pick. Yeah, Baker Mayfield's got several coaches fired. He's changed teams 4 or 5 times and just showed again the best player on the field as far as the quarterback position. Brandon Ayuk was incredible, but man, Brock Purdy. Last year, his first start of this, like his entire career, was against Tom Brady and the Bucs, and he answered the call. You dominated. It was 35-0 at some point. I think it finished 35-7, and then you come out to this week. I don't know what Brock Purdy has to do. Like, what is it that this kid, number 13, has to do to constantly prove not only to the 49ers faithful, not that they're like, whatever, talking bad about him, but the national media, like the Niners just continue to dominate as long as number 13 is under center. It's awesome. And I know we have some super chats, so I want to get to those.
We do. Yes. Let's do that here.
Incredible performance.
I got JP right here. He's got 2, so we're going to do them both right now. Shout out to my man. Purdy was perfect. It was awesome to see. Hashtag CC. Thank you to everybody. Hashtag CC's in the chat. We see you all and appreciate you all. We'll get to your other one here, JP. See you Wednesday. Yeah, John, we're going to be in Seattle on Wednesday. And by we, I mean you. I won't be there, unfortunately for me. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. Great Thanksgiving matchup versus the Seahawks, who I believe, yes, are still leading the Rams right now with, let's see here, 5.5-ish minutes in the fourth quarter. It's going to be close, John.
It's close.
As we have predicted, the next 3 games will be huge. And just kind of looking forward a little bit, we took some rough injuries today in the secondary, John. Not only Hufanga, but we also lost Charvarius Ward there at the end of the game. Did you see anything with that Ward injury in particular?
That's the weird one. Like, the Hufanga injury was like, okay, that's clear. This hurts. And he's done. D-U-N. The Ward one, we got to wait and see. I don't know. Yeah. From where I was sitting, it was weird. It was kind of suspect. We'll see what it looks like. They activated Darrell Luter Jr., the rookie, so that helps a little bit. You have depth. Samuel Womack's right on the back burner. You could activate him, sure. But we got to see on that one. Hufanga was bad. That one, Hufanga was bad. And that was probably a low point of the game. But we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, the NFC West is open, but you had 3 games at Seattle, Philly, then Seattle comes here. These are the 3 most important games of the entire year. When the schedule came out, we did our schedule release, and it was very obvious. The number 1 game, I know people talk Philly, the number 1 game of importance all year is at Seattle. Geno Smith is out. Kenneth Walker is out. They're struggling. Injuries happen across the entire NFL. You just talked about the 2 injuries the 49ers suffered. We'll see how that goes. But if you can win any game all year, the number 1 game would be at Seattle because you win your division first, then everything else takes place after that. So the 49ers next week, which I hope you come out, and if you're not, or if you are, let me say this. We're throwing a Thanksgiving Day tailgate at the press box. Go to 49ersrushroadtrip.com. We got a night for before party. We're welcoming the plane in for the 49ers when they fly in. We want to welcome them Wednesday night. We got a Wednesday night party at the press box. Then the game day, Thursday, Thanksgiving itself, we're doing turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, pie, you name it, baby. So if you're in Seattle, I'm telling you, I'm bringing the whole family, the wife, the kids. It's going to be a great time. 49ersrushroadtrip.com. Come check us out.
Heck yeah. And John, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to be at pretty much every single Niners game from here on out. I think barring 1 or 2. Is that right?
Yeah, we don't miss. We're not doing the Philly game, but I'm still sharing all of the Philly parties. But I don't want to do the Philly game because I don't feel like it's family friendly. I don't want to put somebody else in the situation I don't feel comfortable to put my family in. So I'm not doing Philly parties because their fans are just
on
barbarians.
A different level.
We'll
leave it at that. Yeah.
However, everything that we do is about community first. And so if you're going to the Philly game, if you're going to these games that perhaps we're not going to, we're going to share all the details on that to help you link up with the faithful, which I got to say, let me just give a shout out. We partied today with the UK faithful. They brought 40 people from London. We had a great time. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Lee. It was incredible, man.
It's awesome to see the 49ers, along with honestly any team in the Bay. It's a worldwide organization, John, and it really does stretch the entire globe. It's awesome to see everybody out there. A couple more super chats that I want to get to here. Corey,
yes, sir.
Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. He says, let's go. Hashtag bang dang. Really just highlighting a good win right there. Appreciate that. And then we got Gold-Blooded 310. He writes, very disappointed in the ending of the game. This isn't how a Super Bowl caliber team closes out games. We need to keep our foot on their throats instead of taking our foot off the gas near the end of the game. What say you?
I'll say this. Defensively, the defense did every single thing that you could ever ask for championship caliber wise. Offensively, you got some first downs. You kept the clock running. That was important. But, yeah, there's something to be left wanting with how the offense, finished the game. But anytime you constantly move the ball and keep scoring, it's a positive. So, I don't know. The 49ers were 13.5-point favorites when kickoff happened. They covered that spread 5 times. You won by 13 today. You didn't cover the spread. But at the same time, good Lord. You handled all the business that you wanted to handle. There are some injuries. We'll have to see how that goes this week. This is a good week to be a 49ers fan. This was positive.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Here's Ed right here. He says, let's hear it for Brandon Ayuk, who had really a banner day. 156 yards and I believe 5 receptions. Let me double check that number.
No, you're right.
I was?
5
wow,
catches,
look at me go.
155 yards. George Kittle, and I'll say this. If you bet with us on my bookie, you made a ridiculous amount of money. Our biggest bet of the week was George Kittle over 44.5 receiving yards. He covered that right after halftime. We bet CMC first touchdown. If you bet with us at all, and if you haven't yet, that's okay. We post our bets every single week. Just head over to our Patreon channel or 49ersrush.com. We post them every week. We made some money this week. This is a good week.
Mm-hmm. And really, there's so much content on the Patreon, on the 49ersrush.com. If you want to watch every single snap from this game that we just witnessed and have it all broken down for you, it's all there for you. Check it out. There's, I believe, still a 7-day free trial for the 49ersrush.com. Is that correct, John? Absolutely.
And
there's no reason to not check it out.
We play again on Thursday. Every single play will still be broken down this week. So we got a quick turnaround, no doubt about it, because we played again on Thursday. But this is what the 49ers got to go through. So every single offensive, defensive, special teams play will still be broken down from this week, despite me flying out Wednesday morning to throw parties there. We're going to cover it.
Oh, boy.
It's what the team's got to go through, so we got to go through it too.
You got some work to do, John. And the Niners do, too. It's going to be awesome. One more super chat I want to get to before we jump out of here, John. And then we'll let you go party with the faithful who are waiting for you. I am certain of it. I've got Bobo right here. It's important that we give the Seahawks no hope this Thursday. Instead of cooking turkey, John, let's roast up some Seahawk and just have a ball on Thursday. Oh my gosh! And here's Phil, just coming in right at the last second with with a super chat. Good to see you, my friend. Best, Hashtag CC. Good to see Kittle receiving again. We still got to work on the penalties and we got to work on the tackling for the defense. But it was really refreshing to see Kittle be so involved in the passing game. I feel like it's something the offense has really been missing for the majority of the year. You know, they hooked him up on that one last week, but it almost felt like a one-off. It was good to see him consistently being involved. Of course, he catches a touchdown. Ayuk, McCaffrey, all getting involved. Debo had a huge game, though he didn't get the touchdown. I wish he would have, as I bet on him getting a touchdown. But, you can't win them all.
Right.
Honestly, a good, solid performance. Nothing too crazy, but a good win nonetheless.
No. And that's the thing. Kittle came into this game with 3 straight games over 75 yards. I don't know what his total was this game.
90,
but back-to-back one. Oh, my gosh. That's 4 straight 75-yard receiving games in a row. And when the going got tough and it was a clutch moment, that's where Brock Purdy looked. And so you just have all these outlets, CMC, Ayuk was the player that, like, Ayuk was incredible. Purdy was incredible. But you still have George Kittle, who came out and just did wondrous things. So the offense is just clicking, man. And as long as you have that, this team's different. Oh, what's up, baby? There we go. There we go. So, yeah, it's been great. There we go, girl. There we go. Clayton, I just want to say thank you so much. I want you to take the show out. We're going to celebrate a little bit more with the faithful here. We're going to break down our Patreon channel in the description of the video, the 49ers Rush. And if you're coming out to any game this year, check out 49ersRushRoadTrip.com. Come party with us.
Absolutely. We're gonna be partying. We've got huge games coming up. But really, the story of the day is another 49ers win, really starting to flip the script on that kind of losing streak, on all that stuff going on. We've got a huge game right here, under 2 minutes, with the Rams potentially in position to take the lead. So
go Rams? Is that weird to say?
Go Rams? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know what to. I guess. Yeah. I mean, why not at this point? Right go now. Rams. Yeah. Ramley, show out. But anyways, huge day. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, let's just keep this momentum going. Let's get into this. This is going to be the next month, John, is going to be nothing short of incredible. We have to bring that energy for the guys on the field, and I believe that they'll reciprocate and bring us some wins. So with that being said, guys, have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy that rest of this game here coming up. And as always, stay strong, faithful. Peace.